I'm sorry, my bad. Go ahead. I never stuff in my book.
So if we're going to get going with this, I mean, delaying further staff development isn't going to help anything.
Well, we're there because of you, Mark. Because it was clearly in the minutes that Ms. Winters would be doing the professional development on a separate agreement. Mark Mirabile specifically said we need to get a recommendation from the math committee as to who they want. If we would have had that recommendation like we were supposed to have, we could approve Ms. Einfeld if that's their choice. But it's not in here, it's what was in the minutes. Once again, one more thing that's in here that wasn't done. What would we expect of our students to follow directions? The directions weren't followed. So now we're in this conundrum, not because of us, because of you.
If Ms. Winters wanted to be here, she would be here. I don't know where she is.
Mark, you can't even go there, because I will get on this phone and I will call her and find out if you invited her.
Because I copied you on the email,
Okay,
and
so-
you're well aware of it.
Don't go there, Mark.
So we've got two options in front of us. One, we can wordsmith this thing and get it to a point where we're all comfortable approving it, or we can defer it. That's our only two options right now.
Mrs. Einfeld, what are you planning on presenting tomorrow to the teachers?
The overall view, so we all have the common language and the practice standards of how you need to teach math, and then like the definitions of coherent and
Okay.
order and the
And when
big
is the
overall
next,
picture.
when is the next in-service or whatever meeting supposed to be scheduled with you? Or anybody?
I'm gonna bring my calendar tomorrow. I mean,
Okay.
honestly, I was gonna start April 4th, and so it just keeps
Right,
getting put
right.
off, and
I
I
understand,
do
I
need to get
understand.
the dates set soon, so that's, I mean, I'm sure I can fit in 10 days between now and the end of the year.
But
or
see,
8
this is the
days.
thing, is that you are being put in a position, we haven't even discussed you, to be honest with you. And that's not professional, okay?
How
What
about-
okay.
I do a
okay.
lot of districts, I have never, ever had a board.
But you
be
have
involved in
we
it.
are in a
It's-
difficult situation. We had to request an audit.
I understand.
Okay.
I really do.
Okay. Why don't we do this, since she's already scheduled for tomorrow, she's talking about, why don't we, at least for tomorrow, approve it, and then from there, I mean, it was pretty clear, Mark Mirabile made it pretty clear, we need to have a concise plan before we move forward. She's already scheduled for tomorrow. My suggestion is to let her do what she's doing for tomorrow, get the teachers, and then from there, we need to,
What is she doing tomorrow?
she just explained it.
An overview of the standards and the practice standards
But
and
with all the teachers together, or all of you? Like
with the
so
elementary
K through
teachers
8.
and
Math teachers.
Yeah, I know.
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
K through 8.
yes.
yes,
Okay.
that was my understanding.
Yes.
One thing that and I'm just going to ask you this directly, and it's not to put you on the spot, but I want to
Okay.
make sure of a couple things. Have you seen the audit? Have you sat down
Yes.
with Jenny, reviewed the
I
audit?
have both of them.
Okay, I just want to make sure you saw it so that you understand, you know, where we're at,
I do.
what we need. I guess
Right.
I was hoping that maybe Ms. Winters could come and explain her plan, and then maybe meet with the staff and have the time to explain to them what her analysis was, potentially even with you, so that they understand her thoughts, and then you understand in detail what happened, and the staff understands. So we're kind of laying the groundwork of where we're at and where we need to improve, because she spent about 15 minutes here and buzzed through one question, and to me, that isn't a good report to the people that are affected most by it.
I mean, honestly, I use other people's reports all the time.
Okay, that's fine, that's
I don't have any trouble
Okay.
explaining this, and if it's a good report, then other people should be able to
Perfect,
use it
okay.
without.
One other thing, we're exploring going to double math periods. Have you been made aware of that?
Yes, from Sharon.
Okay, so then my question is, does that alter our professional development specifically for 5th and 6th grade? Because the class periods will be longer and they'll have more content to fill in that time.
And just like I talked about earlier, it will be part of that because that gives you the time to go from the concrete to the representational to the abstract. If you've got at least 60 minutes is what we're saying. 30 minutes is not enough. So I would say, it will change it. If I know you have 80 minutes, I'm going to do a few things different than
No,
if
no,
I think you only have 42. But I don't think it would change the overall of what this plan is saying is that we need grade level meetings
No, I
and
get
we
it.
need,
Yeah, I get it. I just want to make sure, because I was told,
yes.
from a district perspective, you and Jenny were both shared that information, and clearly you weren't from our district. You were told by Sharon. Thank you.
I'm sorry, what?
You said Sharon shared that we were expanding math periods. I'm not putting you on the spot. I'm making a statement that our district said that you were shared information with, that you weren't. You weren't told by our district that we had blocks, that we were potentially moving to block scheduling, correct?
By a person, I was told by Sharon, so I was told by a parent in your district.
Correct. Not by administration.
But that's because we're colleagues, we talk about that stuff
Oh,
all
I
the
know,
time.
I know, that's.
All right, so can we have her do this?
Make a motion.
Wait, can I just ask one question before you, looking at this plan, how many days do you think, like in your professional opinion, to go from A to Z, you know, like get it all done? How many days of professional development do you think this is gonna entail?
Well, it depends. I mean, it really does depend on, after these grade level meetings, I'll know more about what that takes. And I have districts that I've been there 8 days a month, and I have other districts where I'm there, you know, with elementary one day and middle school one day a month, and we do 1 day a month. And my thing is, as a consultant, it's really kind of like a mom, where my goal is to get leadership built within the district so that you don't need a consultant as much in 2 to 3 years. But I suggested 15 days between now and June 30th, just because 1 per grade level, 1 with administrators, and then 5 in the summer. And then next year, 5 in August, because your new year is July 30, or I'm sure you all know. To do that, and then 1 day per month, 1 for the elementary building, 1 for the middle school building,
So that's 2 days from now?
2 days per month next year. And then I would do 5 days every June and every August for curriculum and assessment.
I propose that she come tomorrow, because she's already planning on it, and that maybe her and Ms. Winters can get together and tell us, 1, how much it's gonna cost, and 2, what the schedule's gonna be like. That may be helpful. Like, how many days it's gonna be, or what you're planning.
And the only reason
Because this is a little more
because we were
obscure.
told that it had to be approved before we could do any specifics. So that's kind of what we were under the assumption, is that
Okay.
to make it general so
Okay.
we get approved, and then we'll work out the specifics. But
All right, so the motion.
I'll do whatever you want me to do.
Is to engage Claren to do the presentation on April 17th.
I'm fine approving Jenny Winters' plan, the one that Ms. Winters gave us.
Like you said, you needed cost in the schedule.
But like she said, that was that her directive, was she was supposed to give us costs? She is correct. We told her to came up with a plan. She came up with a plan, and if we can approve it, then we can ask her to go now and tell us how much it's gonna cost, and, the dates.
All right, so the motion is to approve.
I'm thinking, because
Let me put this into a motion.
trying to get us somewhere.
The motion is to approve Jenny Winter's plan with the expectation that by the next meeting, if not sooner, Jenny and Claren will come back to us with costs and level of teacher involvement for the next people plan.
Yeah, and also the math committee can give us a recommendation as to who they would like to do the
Yeah.
interview. It's great. It's just that was what I thought we were going to have today. So
I'd like to see some goals for those dates, like by this date, we'll have the scope and sequence done, or something like that, because I'm concerned, we're gonna start the year, and our report cards aren't gonna be in order, because our mastery outcomes aren't gonna be in order, and it's a domino effect.
Yes. For me, it's hard for me to answer that. That's why I just said to them, you guys already have one already written. If they have one written, then we just need to tweak it. So that's what I'm saying. Some of these are really open-ended questions until I get in here. Then I can speak to all of this in much more specifics. It's pretty open right now.
Can we just approve her to come tomorrow and then work, you will have a better idea after tomorrow, or no?
Tomorrow, no.
No.
Because I won't be getting that much time with them. It'll be with the whole group.
So what I would suggest, then, let's go back to the original motion, is to approve Jenny Winter's plan as is, with a caveat that by the next meeting or sooner, Jenny will be able to come back to us with more details on the professional development plan, including costs and teacher commitment levels, as well as potentially timelines to cover the things that Gina and I talked about.
I can give you general ones, I just wouldn't need that.
Right.
And they might be done earlier.
And again, if you don't have, the schedule doesn't line up right, then just communicate back saying
Okay.
it's going to be the end of May or whatever,
Okay.
so that we're not expecting.
And if we're approving her plan, then these 1 day per grade level, is that approved also? So tomorrow we can get those on the calendar and get those going so the teachers know that they're coming and that
What are those scheduled for?
They're not, that's what I'm saying, we were
When
waiting
are
to
they
schedule,
potentially
but
gonna be-
we
when are
were
they
gonna get it done
potentially-
before school got out this year.
April, May.
April, May.
I don't know if you can do that yet if we don't know who's doing it. You can't, like, choose the days. I don't know.
We
I mean,
can't approve it
especially-
because we need to know who's going to do it.
Yeah,
And we
that's
have-
what I'm saying. As much as I want them to get going so they, you know, because
Maybe
sometimes
they have to have a special meeting.
it'll be a-
But they're colleagues, so wouldn't it be?
Clearly, they're not talking to
more-
each other. She doesn't have the right document. I mean, we don't know what's been shared, do we? I mean, this is a
I just
cluster.
think putting the brakes on this is a mistake.
I don't want to break.
I
I was
think we need
prepared
to-
to approve, Lisa.
I know, but I think we just need to move ahead.
I agree.
I
That's
think
why
we're getting our hands too far, too deep into this. We're not letting the professionals do what they do best. I feel like we're trying to put our hands into every aspect of every moment of everything that goes on here. Let them do their work and let's keep moving, because at the end of the day, I feel like the only things we've accomplished is approving the allergy or rewriting the allergy policy and working on the grievance policy. At the end of this year, that's ultimately where we're going to be in terms of accomplishing anything. We, again, have spent 90% of our time on a problem and 10% of our time working toward a solution, because we get so in the weeds with all this stuff. Let them do what they need to do and let's get it done. Otherwise, we're going to end up, we'll be sitting here 2 weeks from now in a special meeting doing the same thing. 2 weeks later at our next board meeting doing the same thing. We will accomplish nothing, and I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. Let's back off, let them do what they need to do.
I'm tired too, but if we had a leader that was directing us down a path.
Regardless of a leader, let's just move forward. We decided we were going to move forward and let them do their jobs. Let's just let it happen.
Okay.
It's for the betterment of the district. Let's
So-
just do it.
To that end, moving forward tomorrow, we
Tomorrow.
schedule a specific days for the
Schedule
rest of
the
the year
year
with the
grade level.
cost.
Okay.
And then we'll actually do that on through, toward the beginning of the year.
Okay,
What days, how much it's gonna cost, we'll have that to the board by the next meeting.
okay. Can some of those days, when is your next meeting, the third Wednesday? Is it always the third Wednesday?
like the sooner.
So can those grade level meetings start before that though? Because if we wait till then to get it approved, there's not going to be a lot of days and people don't want to be gone the last couple weeks.
No, we need
of-
to have the latitude to move forward with the grade level meetings.
And can that be on the math committee? The math committee will select the trainers for those?
No offense, Matt, but I don't trust if this doesn't come before the board, because I've gotten 2 letters now. One that says I don't want Winters, one that says I do. And I'm honestly afraid of what's going to happen, because I've heard horror stories about teachers being reprimanded for sending this. And I am sick and tired of the manipulation behind the scenes, quite honestly. I would like to hear straight from them. So I don't care if we have to do a survey or what, but it's embarrassing once again, and I know I'm getting in the weeds, but our teachers are in the weeds, and they are so frustrated. So I would like.
So Kim, I need a solution. So what do we do immediately? What's our immediate short-term fix? Do we-
Well, we'll have all.
Hang on, Mark, I'm
I'm
asking a
sorry.
question. What's our short-term objective here? What are we trying to get done immediately? Do we go forward with this year's plan and then say, come back to us at the end of May for the following school year's information, all the stuff from item 3 or whichever plan we're looking at?
You know, that's what I was going to suggest. If you can like approve 1 and 2, then after I meet with these grade levels, I can give you a much better idea of where they are and how long I think it will take. But, so could you approve that part of it, and we can get those scheduled and done, and then go from there and see where they are?